Hey, this is Steve with Sky 194. Hope everybody's having a great day out there, and I really appreciate you stopping in to check out my video. And I have been playing with ACC for as much as I possibly can, trying to get a handle on some of the changes and some of the things that's going on. And I just wanted to run this video and go over a few things that are just my opinion, but things that it seems like I'm finding out. Um, that's why I'm probably gonna hold off on starting my championship till probably maybe next week. Just trying to get a handle on my setups and things, and seeing what the changes are. So if you could please put your feedback on what you'd like, what car you'd like to see me drive, I would keep it coming. I really would appreciate that. Just so I'd try to drive something everybody would like. But here I'm in the 2019 GT3R, and we're at Barcelona, and this is again experiment type race, just trying to see what things are going on here, and we'll talk about as we go here. I got a decent start. Now I've run, it's basically the exact same setup that I've been running there, just a teeny bit different. And actually I have too much air in the tires, so that's another adjustment that I probably need to do. But just basically the same. I've been running low 45s with this same exact setup. I know it's kind of a plain livery, but I really like that color. I always love that colors on the Porsche, that and that the green one. And you can comment below if you don't like it or it's okay, or always been a big fan of orange, probably one of my favorite colors. That's why I got a Corvette that's orange. But anyway, as far as the setup stuff, I ran a race before this, and I had the number 1 brake pads on there, which is the most aggressive other than those of the number 4. So I ran those, and it just seemed like I cannot brake just a little bit earlier than what I was. And I've done so many laps here. I mean, we're not talking a huge difference, but just small differences. Of course, I just overshoot that. But just small differences where you're, not a huge difference, but enough to add up. And my times were suffering from it. So, I decided to back up my braking marks, brake marks a little bit, brake markers. So I went to this, made a couple fine adjustments, and then went to those super aggressive ones that you're only supposed to, the number 4s. And sure enough, it seemed like my brake markers were back to where I used to be. So I'm just wondering, before the update, is that what was the standard brake pad? They just had them on those all the time. And basically now with the brakes that you get, especially if you run a longer race, let's say you're running an hour race, or you probably could get away with the number 1s, but I don't think you can get away with the number 4s. I mean, again, this is just a 10-minute race, so that's why I stuck them on there, and they were fine. But the number 1s for a longer race, again, it's probably gonna, every time you go down, it's gonna slow you up just a little bit more. So you go to the number 1s, it's probably gonna slow you down a little bit. You go to the number 2s, it's gonna slow you down just a little bit. Of course, I don't know what the AI has, what their setup is. Usually it's probably something based on the aggressive, but, and of course then that changes your driving, where you brake earlier, you're trying to carry more corner speed, or are you trying to trail brake to try to go in a little deeper? I mean, it just changes the whole aspect of everything. So that's what I'm trying to get my head wrapped around. And of course here I'm just, which I can turn on the HUD here. Just turn that on. And I just ran a 145.5 there. So that's not bad. I mean, that's close to what I was running before. But if I backed up to the number 1 pads, I would probably be running, I think the last race I had, just again, these are all just trying to see how things are changed. I was running high 45s to mostly in the 46s. So it just seems like it costs you at least, you know, 2 or 3 tenths, if not a half a second. So, I mean, and I don't know what the number 2s would be. I mean, that might be even more. And I'm not saying you couldn't gain that back by maybe setting up the car a little different and doing some different, changing your driving style, you know, trail braking, doing whatever. But it's definitely different from what it was. So, and that's actually was my fastest time at 1:45.5. I mean, that was, I mean, I think I have another 1:45 here, but of course, I could have ran a little faster, but I was behind him. So I'm pretty sure I could have ran a low, if I wouldn't mess everything up, I would have ran a lower 45 because I was ahead on a lot of these laps until I got behind him, and then it cost me some tenths. So again, it just different setup changes, different things that have since the update that has changed, which, you know, I'm not complaining about it. It's just things that I'm just trying to, you know, get out some information that in case anybody else is having the same issue or going out and act and seeing things that are different. They are a little different. I mean, it's nothing, you know, nothing super major, but it's, you know, the brake pad just kind of throws another equation into the mix because, again, it's just going to be a way of setting the car up. And of course, I've already noticed that some cars like heavier springs than others. That I've already seen. Like the AMG. The AMG doesn't seem like it likes real heavy springs, where some of the other cars, like the Aston Martin and the BMW and some of the other ones, seem like they like a little bit stiffer springs. So again, it's just probably more of the chassis flux, which I've already seen that before, but maybe now it'll be more pronounced. I don't know. I haven't done enough messing around with it to see. This is a pretty good race, actually. It actually is a pretty decent race. I went in too hot trying to pass him, and he did an undercut and got me. If anybody else has any input, you know, any feedback on that, on or questions, I mean, you know, to see if we can help each other out, see if anything y'all all noticed anything different, or you know, anything I can do to any questions that I can help with. If I can help, I mean, I will. Again, I mean, you know, a lot of times the track is a little bit teeny, even at optimum or this or that. It's even if you have it selected at different times, it still has variations. So I mean, you know, I could understand a little bit of here or there, but I mean, you know, when you're looking at a half a second or more, that's a pretty good amount of time. And of course, like I said, I mean, I had to do a few little adjustments on the same setup as far as balance, which worked, which helped compared to the other race that I had. That car didn't seem like it was handling the same. That's where I actually got the pass. And barely hitting 160. It's definitely fun playing with the designs and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. I'm not the best at it, but it's just fun. Something to see what you can come up with. I think this is the last lap here. Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of the Porsche orange and green. I've always loved those colors. I mean, I don't know if that's Porsche orange. I just try to make it as close as I could, you know, by what it looks like. So I think it's going to take some adjustments with the brake pads, especially, and some of the setups and things like that. So again, I mean, you know, let me know what you'd like to watch as far as the championship, what car you would like. I mean, again, I love this Porsche. It's a great car, and I love the AMG too, and I mean other ones. But any feedback, I would appreciate it. And again, I'm just trying to throw some information out. Hopefully, everybody can use it and try to do their adjustments, and that way improve their driving and improve their experience and have a better time. But I appreciate you stopping in. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to support the channel. And I appreciate any comments or feedback. And y'all have a great day. See ya.